What a nice morning. Excuse me. Good morning, Judas. Good morning. Woke up late today. Not till 5:45 did I wake up. I'm a lazy, dirty hippie. That bug that you mainly hear now is similar to a cicada, is what I would describe it as. There's one that's super annoying that I really only hear at night, but it's those big horned beetles. I see them in the morning, but I only hear them at night, and they scream so loud. It sounds like a broken fan. Yeah, just whang. What is happening? I always think something is broken, like some piece of machinery just broken when they start to make noise in the morning or at night. Oh yeah. Well, it starts out like unique, like, oh wow, what's that sound? And then you're like, geez, that sound is continuing for a very long time, and then it starts to get annoying, and then it just blends in and you don't hear it anymore. But the horned beetles, man, they're loud. All of a sudden, ring, ha, ha. Oh, that is filthy. I gotta clean that today. I wake up pretty early, so generally the wildlife in the morning doesn't wake me, but it does make it hard to like roll over and take a nap. For instance, if you're that kind of person in the morning, I prefer to just swing my feet out and get started. I don't like to laze around in bed. I'm feeling much better. My ears are still a little bit clogged, but much better. I believe it, Judas. That's brutal. What's up, Scully Pop? Yeah, Scully, you are the antithesis of AI speech bots. Yeah, your channel and the content that you make is real. It's not empty voices programmed to speak the language. Yeah, I know your consultation and procedures coming up, Judas. Yeah. Got you on my heart, buddy. Sounds like it's something you're familiar with, unfortunately, but at least you have some comfort and knowledge of what to expect. And that you've made it through it before. These are big things. Yeah, I hear you, Scully. I understand that. It takes a lot of effort to produce such quality, and it doesn't result in much income in return. I know there's a greater value of the community, that's in it. And that's very important. Like I said, it's a greater value, but you still have to pay bills. You can't be like, well, I have a good group of community. How does that work for utilities? Can I write a nice letter? I hear you. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You got to spend a day just going out and sharing your link to a bunch of different like production facilities or companies or whatever. Just sending your link as advertisement for them to come and check you out. Yeah, graphic design projects come with a nice price tag usually. It's a needed skill. This is a good skill to have going forward for sure. The next generation of wealthy people will be those with skills because nobody has any. Plumbers, electricians, mechanics, carpenters, designers. Yeah, people with real skills how to do things, how to make the tools, not just to use them, if you will. Yeah, absolutely. Views is pennies. People listen to hours of podcasts talk about nonsense and go nowhere. It's not even entertaining, let alone not educational. And I think Scully's product is deeply entertaining. Yeah, rich in design and sound. I, yeah, AI will definitely change the world in this regard because people are easily lured into AI, and lazy companies are easy to just put it into AI and let the voice speak it because there aren't many errors, but there are still some. It has problems with tense and certain words like bow and bow. Those words are spelt the same, but it doesn't know the context, so it doesn't have the language model to produce it correctly. And I think the errors in our speech and our syntax is important because it helps us know that we're human, and I think it's going to be more important in the coming years. I say this often because the amount of AI dependence is going to confuse people as to what is real. So, face to face programs and things like this. The happy bird. Morning. Going on 6:30 in the morning here. It's usually when there's like a big section of symphony that warms up. If you pay attention to nature in the morning, the birds wake up and they take a nap. They wake up, they have a few tweets, And they go back to sleep for a nap, and then they wake up later and start the day. And that's like the second symphony of the day. Yeah, maybe a cat. Ah, Miss Velasco. Good morning. How are you, dear? I hope you're doing wonderful down there in the Philippines. It's a nice, quiet morning, as you can see here. Nothing but birds, bugs, and lizards making noise. And me. Thank you. This is overlooking. I have these nets up to keep all the birds out because they fly in here quite readily. But they pull back like curtains. And that's all mangoes, and over there is bananas, and back there is date palms. Right down here is a river. So we're real high on a bank. That's why it looks like it's so high in the air. Quite a beautiful way to wake up. Pineapples grow from the ground, but there are no pine. Well, yeah, there are some pineapple fields on the other side over here. There's lots of them around. A lot of aloe vera, a lot of pineapple. Yeah, it is. It's like a forest. They're densely packed fields of, whatever fruit it is or vegetable. Yeah, pineapples grow up out of the ground. And it's very cool how they harvest them. They just cut the top off of them and they put the top right back in the dirt, and another one grows from that top. Yeah, what they'll do is they'll go along one day and they'll cut all the tops off and take them to a field that they already have prepared for rapid planting. Then they'll harvest all the pineapples out of that field and prepare that one to be rapidly planted later. And they take a long time to grow. I don't know really the full season, but there's many different varieties and flavors. Some super sweet and some more fibrous, some juicy, some very large. They take a couple of years. Oh, I bet. B12 will do it, man. Direct under the tongue. How you doing? Good morning. Oh my goodness. Uh-huh. I'm just yesterday finished a run of antibiotics. I normally don't take antibiotics for whatever, but this ear infection, I knew it was an infection, so I blasted it with 5 days of amoxicillin, just basic low level. I still haven't changed from that. Still works for me. But that will clear the old bottom end out, a run of antibiotics. So today I've got some Greek yogurt and I need to make some more yogurt. So I will do that and start replenishing the bacteria that's been blown out. Get off the Prilosec, yeah. Oof, jeez. I used to have some really significant lower GI issues, and I don't like the medical system too much. I guess I'm really turning into a tree hugging hippie, but I try to find some natural remedies first. What can I change in my diet? What can I change in my exercise? What can I change in my schedule? What can I, like you're taking the B12, what are some natural things that I can take to help? I know you've probably exhausted all of these, and that's why you're in the doctor's office. But something that really helped my lower GI issues was fasting. Just eating once in the afternoon, about 2 or 3 p.m. at the latest. Oh. That's painful, buddy. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, fasting has done more for my gastrointestinal happiness than anything I've ever considered. I had no idea how easy and how good the results. Yeah, I had no idea. It sounds like a lot of self-denial, but it's easy. It's just timing what you're eating to ease all the energy that's spent in your digestive system. Because our body temperature regulation and our body digestion are the two biggest consumers of our body's energy production. And all I'm doing is trying to regulate when that system is engaged or not engaged by controlling when and what I eat. And it's not limiting at all. I do not lack in food. Yeah. Or quality or variety. It's nothing like that. Don't eat any of this or don't eat any of that. It's really only eat when you're hungry. Don't eat by a schedule. Oh, well, I suppose it's breakfast time. I should have. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Listen to your body. You're hungry when your hands are shaking and your stomach is in pain, but then here you are, Scully. Your hands are already shaking and in pain. But yeah, if you're going to your gastroenterologist, what is that? It's a profession. I can't remember the name. Gastroenterologist. Yeah. Ask them about how you can employ fasting. Never hurts to ask. What do I take right after a fast? Well, water is a big thing. I'm always on the water. And when you're pushing a lot of water, you're also flushing out good things. So I usually like to have a slice of lemon in there. And then it sounds silly, but I'll occasionally have just some rock salt. I'll put it in my hand and I'll lick it because the electrolytes, it helps keep body functions moving. But after my fast, I close my fast with a big meal. Yeah, I'm ready to eat. I'm gonna destroy it, and it's gonna be a lot of protein and a lot of vegetables and some starches. Yeah. Yeah, I'm basically planning to eat my day's calories in one meal, essentially, not gorging myself, not pigging out into a position of lethargy. It just uh, uh, make a decent, strong, good content meal. I usually wind up having it's usually like two meals in one. Essentially, I'll have like two pork chops or something like this, and one big potato and a whole bunch of veggies. And you really got to concentrate on what it is you're eating so that you're getting the vitamins your body needs. Make sure you've got lots of leafy vegetables with every meal, whether they're sauteed or fresh in a salad or whatever. Almost eggs in almost every meal. When I'm just doing one meal a day, there's going to be eggs because they're such a perfect food, and we desperately need the lycopene. Hey, Lost and Loud. Yeah, it's a beautiful view. I'm lucky to have it. I'm blessed. Oh yeah, right on. Yeah, beef broth, beef bone broth. Go to your butcher. Go to a local butcher and ask for the bones that they would normally be throwing out, and then just take them and throw them in a pot. Yeah, that's right. Good on you, Judas. That's super healthy, man. We got this false narrative again over generations that's been taught, 3 meals a day you need. Well, look, when we were all farmers working on the field and we had to gather our food and we had to do all the work, we needed all those meals and all that energy. But now we have all these different tools and things to make our lives easier, and we don't do crap, essentially. You don't need it. You don't need a big, powerful breakfast full of energy if you're going to go to an office and sit on your duff. You don't need it. Ah, okay. Eggs is one of your triggers. Oh, that's a bummer. Eggs are so good. But yeah, get real protein. I do a lot of chicken and pork because it's cheap here. Beef is great, but hey, get your chicken, get your pork. I do a lot of fish as well because we're close to the sea, so this is fresh. Yeah, boiling chicken. I used to boil chicken, potatoes, and carrots like frequently when I didn't know what to do with my stomach and it was all upset and just pissed off at everything I put in it. That was the foundation of what I ate for a while as I kind of tinkered around to see what my stomach did or didn't like. And it turned out to be other stressors in my life that was causing my stomach to just be insane, but I didn't know it. This was an internal struggle that I didn't know about, essentially. Yeah. But yeah, that just boiled chicken, boiled potatoes, and boiled carrots. It was my stomach loved it. No problem with any of that. Carrots are another really good one. Yeah, really healthy for it. Yeah, a lot of my stomach problems were all stress related, and I had been burying the stress because that's how we're trained, not bring stress to service. It might, or to the surface, it might stress other people. People don't want to listen to it. You should man up and take it, and all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you, you should hit me up on Instagram, and then we can just have a chat, and you can offload some things that are on the back of your mind that you might not have anybody to offload. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say certain things in your friendship circles, it seems, or in family circles or work circles, because then people get a certain feeling about something. But I am someone who considers himself an island, and if you bring things like this to me, they will never leave my shores. So if you've got some internal struggles that might be affecting your health really negatively, man, you got to hit me up, and let's set a time just to chat about it, man. I'm a listener. I'm not going to try and fix anything or tell you what you're doing wrong. I will just listen, man, and let it out, because I know how important it was for my health, my life, my survival, to have somebody that I can confide in, which is a rare word in this world. Yeah. So do it. Hit me up. Hit me up. Everybody talks about, or people talk about having like a psychiatrist to go to or something like this. This is essentially what I think. It's just a lack of trustworthy friends, because you should normally be able to take your problems to your friends and tell them, and then they don't spread it around. But that is not the case today. So that's what I'm offering, is someone who's not going to spread your problems around, but just kind of take them. Uh, that's for anybody, man. We need it. We need it. It's one of the things that we offer each other that we don't know. Yeah, just an ear to listen in this nasty, combative, abusive world. It can be. It is depressing. It is. I get down too. Do I eat rice? Yes, but not frequently. Again, I like to mix things up. Um, the rice I eat it's organically grown stuff. They've got such an industry based around good organic growth here in Thailand. So yeah, I've got, I don't know, probably 100 kilos of vacuum sealed rice out here in different packages. And I like it mixed. I like the what's called raspberry rice, the red rice a lot. That really works in my GI well. My gut loves that stuff. So I mix that in with some different wild grain or something like that. Oh yeah, right on. Yeah, you got to have variety. Yeah, this amen to that. You got to have variety. Our bodies need it. We can't have the same thing. What do they call them? Carciferous vegetables, leafy vegetables, all kinds of them. I've been chopping up, like, literally. I'll chop up like a pile, a serious pile of kale, and then throw it in a pan with some red onions and a little bit of garlic, and reduce it down. Just olive oil, onions, kale, and garlic. And you think kale? Well, kale by itself, actually, I've learned to love it, because it's so good, yeah, for your health, and it's a different flavored leafy veggie, and but yeah, cooked down like this, oh man. Oh, yeah, that's understandable. Legumes are another good source of protein and stuff, but sometimes they really rip you up. Kale is forbidden with IBS. No, sir, you cannot have it. Well, this is what I was, I was looking in all the different articles and documents about what my symptoms were indicating, IBS or reflux, or because there's so much of that going around. It sounds so familiar, like, oh, everybody must have it, so this must be what I'm having. And in the end, my answer didn't come from me looking for a solution or implementing anything. I mean, the fasting helped, but it came after I figured out that it was all about stress. It was all about stress. It was all about me trying to achieve things and push things in this world that weren't ready, or, um, you know, however you want to look at it, philosophically or spiritually, things that weren't meant to be, things that you can't fight against the tide of what is, and none of us know what is. That's getting into the deeper end of it. But yeah, dairy is definitely overused, especially in adults. We need it in developing as children. We don't need it after. But I couldn't go dairy free because of cheese, dude. There's no way. There's just no way. There's no way. I really feel bad for people who are lactose intolerant because they can't just jam cheese. I I love cheese. I don't eat it a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just pounding a block of cheddar every day. Yeah. Oh, see that I do. I feel for you. I couldn't imagine. I'm from Wisconsin, and I think we export all the people that are lactose intolerant out of Wisconsin because this cheese and dairy is what we do. In my coffee, I use non dairy fat milk because I think the dairy fat gives my guts a little bit of a grr. Yeah, so I'm with you on that. But butter, oh yes, sir. I use the butter. Beef tallow, yeah, yum. No, olive oil, that's a bummer. Because olive oil and coconut oil is pretty much all I use. I have some other seed oil. I think I've got some sunflower oil, just a little bit, like half a cup in a bottle in the back for some reason. But really, just switch to butter, coconut oil, and versions of olive oil. Well, get some good old fashioned Crisco. This stuff that's the lard. That's the good stuff. Keeping the beef drippings and turning that into a fat. Oh yeah, talk dirty. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, like you say, only from meat. I keep a jar, a couple of them actually for collecting my oils from my chicken or my pork. Yeah, whenever I have bacon, I have a jar in the fridge. I pull it out and I put the grease in there and keep it. Yeah, Crisco. Yeah, you know it. That's the stuff, man. Our parents knew what it was. We didn't, you know what I mean? They knew, they understood that cholesterol doesn't kill. This paranoia, this vilification of cholesterol. That's just the medical system. Yeah, that's right. When Crisco was empty, up, that's where all the bacon grease went or whatever, your drippings. Because they knew they had to reuse it. Everything had to be captured and reused. It wasn't a throwaway world like, oh, I don't need this. I'll just flush it, or throw it down the sink. Aluminum foil was removed carefully and then folded, right? And then kept aside. Plastic bags were washed and reused. Oh, your mother fried chicken and bacon grease? Yum. Why, how dare you say that? How dare you tell me about that? I had never even considered using bacon grease to fry my chicken. Dang it, Scully. Now I gotta do this. Oh, you savage. That is brutally good news. That's a good idea. Yeah, I do that too. The bags, I definitely do. Depending on what's in them, it's the foil as well. Yeah, I like to reuse it. I use it sparingly in the first place. Like, can I just put it in the container or? Savagery. That's it. Another thing that's real good for gut health is apple cider vinegar or vinegar products, right? I don't know if those bother you, like pickled things, pickled ginger, pickles, jardinera. Yeah, I make these things too. I love to do pickles. I've been doing making pickles since I was like 4. And I do pickled ginger. I do the jardinera, the Italian style vegetables pickle, the cucumbers and carrots and onions with all the Italian spices all stuffed in a jar and pickled. Oh, they're magnificent on the side of your dish. Yeah, I mean, our responsibility to the earth is important, but and we should treat it with respect and sustainability in mind, not just blatant disrespect or ignorance. However, one fart from a volcano negates the carbon contribution of 10,000 lives, their lifetimes, you know what I mean? So we can do what we can do and we should do it, but we shouldn't be overzealous on it, is what I'm saying. There's a limit to the effectiveness of what we can do. Yeah, yeah. Bring that up. The fermented products are really good. Kimchi. I don't know what kind of spice level you like, but sauerkraut basically is just German kimchi, essentially, right? Sorry about the wiggly can. Simon, what's up, brother? Welcome back. Welcome back, man. How was your day today? I hope it's fantastic. It smells rough. It can smell rough. Yeah, depending on how they ferment it and whatnot, it can be rough. I do. I love making those Italian pickled vegetables, man. I love making that. I make them in a huge jar. Cheap. It's just vinegar, salt, water, and vegetables. The traditional kimchi, on the other hand, they've got fish liver in there fermenting with it, and right, all this kind of gross stuff that makes you want to. Yeah, good dill pickles, not the sweet. Um, what do you call those things? What are the sweet pickles called? There's another name for those. I don't like the sweet pickles at all. A nice sour dill. Yum. Yeah, bread and butter. Gherkins. That's it. Gherkin is the name I was looking for. But bread and butter, yeah, you can save the bread and butter. That's too sweet. Still, it's on the right track. A little bit less sugar in the bread and butter, and you'd be right on it. Like I do like a little bit of sweetness in my pickled dill, you know, but the flavor that's in the forefront is the sour part, not the sugar. Bread and butter. Good call. Gherkin. Gherkin is what they call it around the world. Yeah, sauerkraut easy as all heck to make. Super easy. Oh, right on. See, that I could understand because the saltiness of the pickle with the sweetness of the pineapple, that would make it go. I got you. All right, man. Tee it up. Tee it up. I got me a coffee here. A big mocha. Got the remnants of my battle against the mosquitoes out here last night all over the table. I had two mosquito coils burning and three different citronella candles burning, kind of set all around me, creating a ring of defense. And it helped. It really did. It really helped, actually. It's a little bit much, but it helped. They were hungry last night. I got to plant more flowers to invite the dragonflies, the mosquito hunters. Talking all that about fasting earlier. I mean, in the past week, I haven't been doing my one meal a day. I've been eating maybe twice a day. I've been working a bit more here on the farm, so my energy usage is up and I'm hungrier. So I feed it then, yeah. But I'll do a long one meal a day session here coming up in about 9 days. I'll do it for over a month. What a privilege it is to be able to decide to not eat, right? Some people are out there just scrounging to have a meal in a day, and I get the opportunity to be like, yeah, I'm only going to eat once today. What a privilege. What a blessing. So Simon, if you're still there, I think you said your schedule is going to be changing and you'll be spending some more time at home. Is that are you changing your job to something you're doing remotely in the house, or what's up? If you want to share, you don't have to. I remember you saying that, and my mind was kind of grinding on it. Oh, I wonder what the change is. So you don't have to say. Just hoping it's good stuff. Yeah, good reasons. Yesterday, I took all like the pillows and the bedding, mattresses, and all that kind of stuff, and put them all over these rails. They're all around the balcony here, just to get them some good UV sunlight, fresh air. need to buy a drone. It'll be the handiest way to control the pigeons. And I can use it to check the gutters for blockages and stuff like this. I don't want to fly around or nothing like this, make videos. I just want to use it like a tool so I don't have to climb a ladder. Cheers to your coffee, your tea, your glass of water, your beer, your scotch, whatever it might be. Got a coffee here. Cheers. I hope your day has been wonderful. I hope it might be starting out wonderful like mine. I don't know, even if you just got to drive out in the country and put it in park and sit on a country road somewhere, get out in nature, man, get away from the city. Get out to where when a car drives by, it's a unique sound, not a consistent layer of car noise, you know. Do it at night so that get far enough away so there's no light pollution from the city and look at how beautiful the sky is. We're meant to experience this life, and this world is all of our experiences. So don't miss it. Again, I am blessed beyond belief to be able to live as I do. And I know it can be just easy to say, oh yeah, get out in nature, you know, whatever. But find a way, find a park, find a garden. Or just come here. I'm not looking for subscribers, so don't get that like a pitch. Yeah, I don't, I don't care about that. But yeah, you can definitely, you're welcome to use one of my videos, put your headphones on, and just take in some nature with an occasional interruption from me. Flo is up in here. What's up, Big Mo? How's the surface of the sun today, brother? It's your cool season now. I see you had a hat on the other day, I think. Right on. You deserve a good couple of seasons of some nice weather. Jeez. But now your nights probably start to get real cool, don't they? I don't know if you've ever heard that these lizards, they like to bump their chin like they doom doom doom, like this is a sound of warning or a sound of their strength that they like to use for other lizards or whatever. But it sounds like, like someone just lightly tapping on a door or a wall, you know what I mean? And so I have, I sleep pretty deeply, but I hear certain sounds like this, someone, I can sleep through an F-16 taking off over my head. 80 of them, as a matter of fact. I have experience in that, sleeping right through them. Yeah, but then you hear the jingle of a tent zipper, and you're like, what? Huh? So it takes me a little while to adapt to this sound once I'm back here on the farm. All the rest of it is fine. Like when it rains, when it rains, if it's, if it's between sunset and sunrise, if at any time at night, the frogs just have an absolute party, and I usually laugh because it's hilarious, and then I go back to sleep. They're just really loud. They love it. They have an absolute get together, and it will wake me up, and I do, and I laugh, and then I'm like, all right. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is a good call. Little ones have been moving around, but the next time a good soaker kind of sets in, I feel the air change to cool. I'm like, oh yeah, a good idea. Thanks, man. I will check it out. In a search for more signal strength without paying to have a cable run all the way out here, and or putting in a dish or something like this, I'm going to get one of those little remote Wi-Fi boxes, because you can purchase a SIM card that allows for, you know, high rates of transfer, and then I'll be able to do more streaming. I'd like to. I'd like to do some long streams. I want to put a camera outside and just like let it stream all day. Or, in intervals, right? Because they don't want it longer than 12 hours or whatever. But yeah, I'd like to have a few of them. Again, I don't want subscribers. I'm not doing it to like, but it's beautiful here. I want to share it like this. This is what I want. Yeah, I don't care about nothing. It's lovely here. And I realize the gift that I have in being able to stay here. And I'd like to share. Well, yeah, uh, there's a few types of trees that change colors here. I mean, this is what this is all farms. All these plants that are continuously green out here. These are all your bananas and date palms and stuff. The fruit trees still change color. On the other side of the river, let's see if it comes out in the camera. Yeah, kind of. You can see it, but there's a pretty significant amount of orange and yellow coming into the green. That this season is changing just now for the mangoes. In the back, there's some more, and there's also the cherry blossoms. Yeah, these are really super bright pink. But it's nothing like what where I would consider the most beautiful colors would be in Door County, Wisconsin, because that's closest to my home and the best. Basically, I mean, Wisconsin is a very natural state and very green. Yeah, low density of population, but Door County is particularly geographically beautiful in autumn. And don't get me wrong, I could go for a few days of snow. I could probably even go for like a couple of weeks of snow if I was just visiting. I don't want to live in it again. I, don't- I would like to maybe, I've always wanted to do a snowstorm in Buffalo because when it snows in Buffalo, it's always like 2 feet in 30 minutes. It just thump. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but they get it deep and they get it fast, and it's holy cow. Yeah. So that sounds like fun. Just a lot of snow, and the city is paralyzed. I like that. But then, yeah, boogie back to the heat. I'm down for summer all year. It's just either like a cool summer or a really hot summer, but it's always summer. Like a rainy day summer. it's only 12 degrees off the equator, where, up in Wisconsin, where I'm from, it was 38 degrees off the equator. So it's all the seasons are, yeah, it's all summer. Like it's all winter at the North Pole and South Pole. It's all summer on the equator. So we're close to that. Oh yeah, Costa Rica is like nearly a mirror image of Thailand. They have the very same climate, same types of tree grows, vegetable, fruit, and everything grow there very well. Uh, Geographically, it's very similar as well. Jungle covered hills, but Costa Rica has the bonus of volcanoes, so that's a little bit different. They don't have elephants, I don't believe. So that's a trade off. Yeah, I've heard about Costa Rica. That's cool. I've been to Panama a few times, but not Costa Rica. I know some people who live, some people, they're snowbirds, where they're like half the time in the US and half the time in Thailand, or half the time in Europe, and you know what I mean? They split it. I know some who are expats who split their time between Thailand and Costa Rica. They're like completely expat. They don't live in the US either, but they don't. I hear the neighbor farm dogs barking it up. I trust their judgment. If somebody sketchy is walking down the road, then they're going to bark at them. They don't bark at me. And I haven't even started giving them snacks yet. They're going to really be my friends. Yeah, so I changed the bedding on this lounge yesterday. It's two chaise lounges together, but there's a mattress over the two mats, and then a fitted sheet, and there's a mosquito net like down in the back. It folds over the whole thing. Well, they really don't like whoever's walking down the road now. They're all barking. Tune in next time to hear soy dogs bark in the distance. Soy is a, like what we would say, First Street or Second Street, it would be Soy Noon, Soy Song. Yeah, soy is basically what we would call street. So they call them soy dogs because they hang out on the streets. They don't really belong to people, but these do. These, yeah, they're farmers, doggies. What else is new where you all are? Chime in or don't. It's okay. There's a really big construction project going on the shoulders of all the roads here. They're clearing the trees back, and it looks like they're adding a whole new irrigation routing system from the dam here. Pipes that are as big as round, as my soul. I could fit down them. They're so big. I know there's a lot of new villages that have been built in the area, so eventually, yeah, you gotta get more water. This is the fresh water supply for the entire area. Yeah, this is the second sunrise of the day. Excuse me. The first one happens at the horizon behind these hills, so it lights up the sky. But then the second one is when it finally peaks over the hills and showers the area. Well, yeah, I mean, they're not a problem in this area. And there's another home over there and another one there. Everything here is up off the ground a bit. Not that they couldn't climb up here. The nets would slow them down a bit. But yeah, I don't know if anything is really monkey proof. you know, maybe an armored truck. Um, but yeah, there's elephants in the area. There's warning signs to beware of wild elephants. Uh, so that means there's probably anything in between that. tigers. I know there's wild tigers in Thailand, big cats, plenty of snakes. Those are the snakes are the more the thing that I'm worried about being right next to the river, and then monitor lizards. There's all kinds of lizards, but none of them are like poisonous. But the monitors I worry about because they're big. And then the big snakes. I don't worry about them, but I'm conscious. Yeah. Oh yeah, right, dude. There's a mosquito net that flips over this, and it's a great place to just take it. It is. Look, it's the tranquilizer couch. You're gonna go to sleep there. Just don't. Oh, I'm just gonna kind of relax here for. No, you're not. You're gonna sleep here. You're gonna knock out. Don't mess around. Yeah, so there's all a kind of a risk to it, I guess. But the good thing is that because this fresh water supply is so close, the dam and the reservoir, this land is actually secured land. There's a gate that's staffed by government soldiers. There's gates, I should say, gates plural. So there's at least patrols and there are controls and all this kind of stuff in the area. So I'm extremely lucky about this essentially free security of a very high level. A very high level. If uh, you know shit hits the fan, they'll lock it down and we're secure. Like a rainforest kind of. In a ghetto, in a ghetto. Yeah, so this whole like the whole area around the entire reservoir is reserved land. That can't be messed with. Certain restrictions on building and all this. The ghetto. No, no, I know what you mean. I mean, yeah, yeah. Don't worry. Words don't offend me. I'm not going to be upset. I've got a good feel for you have a good heart, and I don't think I won't listen for something negative. Yeah, what would have been the former Eastern Bloc, yeah, before the wall came down, those nations developed and operated differently, yeah, because of what they were under. We even if you speak religiously, I don't care for religiosity, but the Orthodox Christianity was cut off from the West, Western developed Christianity until the wall fell. So all kinds of different cultures were separated, and out of necessity they just build massive buildings, and everybody lives in these rows of buildings where you look out the window and you just see another building full of people looking at you. And they still, even in a place like Thailand, there's like neighborhoods that are or areas that are more Russian or whatever, and the buildings are stacked just right next to each other. You're like, what? Why? Why would you? Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I mean, yeah, when the Soviet army flooded Berlin, they estimated there's 150,000 rapes a day. That's just, yeah, the depravity of it all. But this is war, which is the failure of diplomacy. Yet it's another diplomatic tool by the failures of diplomacy to get you out of their own mess. It's all messed up, man. I don't even like to, that's why a lot of people steer away from the conversation. But we have to be able to get through certain parts of the ugly part of the conversation that we might be able to get to hypothesizing about ways to change. Yeah, I had hopes for the European Union, but that it will break apart. We know this is terminated. And the reason I had hopes for it because I thought, if there could be at least agreements between groups of nations, that's a start for better growth for humans to realize that we're not only not different because of how we look, but we're not different because of where we're from. Those are just cultural things. Like yeah. What is the difference between image, or the appearance of somebody? This is irrelevant. Yeah, yeah. There's definitely looking back in history, right? Just like we say, uh, hindsight is 2020, right? You see clearly of the mess or the correct things done in history. We can assign various criteria to how we feel things should be, but who's to say what is exactly right or wrong for anybody? Is again, this is a dream. We don't. It might be right for me and wrong for you, and right for someone. You know what I mean? So it's tough. I do like the idea of bartering and trading for using skills and products and services and goods that are of value for something else, rather than a currency. I think this makes everybody get to it. You gotta produce something of value that other people aren't producing a whole lot of, whatever it might be. For sure, Simon. So make it a good dream. All right, did you ever play that? You ever play that kind of game with your mind before you go to sleep? Look, check this out. Okay, so do this. Do this for the rest tomorrow. It may be too late for you before you go to bed tonight, but you got to do it like for a whole day. But during the day, you have to picture like three odd things. Just you have to visualize them in your mind. Close your eyes and picture like a cruise ship, a giraffe, a bowl of berries, and a midget. I don't know. But like visualize these things not all together, just individually. Just you don't associate them. Just kind of individual, whatever. Just three or four pictures of something in your mind. Don't try to put them with each other. Don't. the giraffe is eating the berries and the midget's riding the giraffe and they're all on the cruise ship. Don't put them together. Let your mind do that later, because during the day, throughout the day, you have to picture these same four images. Maybe they get more detailed in color and shape and clarity, and then see what your dream is like that night. And let your mind put those four images together somewhere in a dream, because now you've had them in your mind all day long. Like, serious. I have reoccurring dreams about giraffes. I thought you mentioned that before too, once, maybe. Yeah. But do this. Just do this, and see. Well, I don't care. Just keep it simple though. Don't like I said. Don't 5 or 6, 3 or 4. That's it. Yeah, life is but a dream. We get to play with it. I wonder what giraffe tastes like. I bet you they're pretty good. They got a big old roast, eh? Oh, that's a big old roast. Giraffe. I remember years back they were talking about how horse was becoming a popular meat in the market globally. But when you say globally, you just say India and China, and you're like, okay, yeah, so they're selling it to a couple billion people, but not to me. Shoe fly. Oh, really? Right on. I've had ostrich, and I thought ostrich was a delicious steak. Yeah, very, very good. I wouldn't say like beef. I would say if you didn't know, you would say it was beef. Oh, Holland. Okay, Holland has got a market for it. Okay, right on. And you said it was good. Yeah, you liked it a lot. Some of the best you've ever eaten. Nice. I don't doubt it. Yeah, bovine, grass fed, got all the characteristics. Good muscle structure all over. And a clean animal in comparison to a cow or a pig, especially, right? I think those two are dirtier for sure. Horses are quite clean. And just, the general lifestyle. It's not like they lick themselves, but wow, I bet. I know crane is illegal to harvest in most of the U.S., but you can in the Dakotas they have a season for it, and it is also like a like a pre-made little beef skewer. You know what I mean? That leg is just like yummy, yum. Oh, right, right, right. Yeah, sure. No, if you're it, when you're raising them, depending on what you're doing with them, right? You can feed them differently, care for them differently. Yeah, this property here is the agricultural property. We've got another one that will be for livestock, and we're just talking about what to have over there. I'll do chickens here. I wouldn't mind having some geese, some quail. We can do the birds and the veggies over here, and then over there, I would like to do cattle, beef cow, the Brahma here in Thailand, goats. Yeah, yeah, foie gras. Well, I mean, geese serve multiple purposes, man. A farm goose is meaner than a dog will ever be. You don't even want to mess around. Uh, So they're protective, and in the end, they're tasty. Like I don't want a dog is. I like dogs. Don't get me wrong, but they're not. They consume. They don't produce. Uh, I'm not just thinking as a food level. I mean, you know what I mean. So each step has to be thought about. We don't want to waste energy or keep it very sustainable. And the other property is more suited in drainage wise, and it's much bigger, so we could have rotating grazing space. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, one step at a time. Yeah, yeah, geese can be savages. Yeah, brother. Big love for stopping through. Keep you in mind, man. Like I said, hit me up on Instagram. We can chat. We can chat, man. Take care. God bless. Okay, I think one more coffee is needed. So there'll be a little bit of noise in the background as I clink and clunk around to do that, but I'll leave you to hang out with Thailand as I do so. Booyah. Coffee in hand. Jim makes coffee. Yes, Jim's a barista. Oh man, that's a good one. That's what I'm talking about. That's gonna be a great day. It is a great day already. Yeah, generally speaking, in the morning, it's always water first, but then it's usually coffee, then a water, then a coffee, and then water the rest of the day. Sometimes I'll have tea instead of coffee. Sometimes no coffee at all. Just, well, 8 bells and all's well. 2 hours is a good one today. Hope you have a good night. Simon, Scully, whoever else has stopped through and hasn't mentioned or said hi. Hi anyway. Hello. Yeah, always good to chat a little bit with you and share this side of the planet. Take care. God bless.